The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Coming to you live.
We're live.
In front of an audience from around the world, where we talk about fighters, fighting, and events. Welcome to Fight World Live, where you can hear about the latest in the world of combat sports. Get ready to gear up and square up, because we are going live. And now,
Broadcasting live.
We will broadcast live.
this is Fight World Live.
Holy shit! Welcome to another edition of Fight World Live. I'm here with my co-host, four-time world champion, Mr. Gabe. Gabe, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Another day.
Holy shit, I am so honored. I don't think I'm even qualified to talk to you two ladies. Two pioneers. You're on The Ultimate Fighter. You pioneered the division. You were on, essentially, you had Ronda Rousey, and then you guys pioneered, there had to be a champion at the end of the season. I'm getting my words mixed up, but two former world champions in Invicta, UFC vets, two badasses, Angela Hill, Jessica Penne. What's going on?
Hey.
So what's been going on in your world? Obviously, you have a big fight coming up, Angela, in November. So what's been going on? Obviously, you have the Two Straws podcast, which is it's always entertaining and one of my favorite podcasts in MMA. I recommend it to everybody. But what's been going on with you guys?
Stop it. That's so cool. I'm happy that you're a listener. We have to step our game up, though. I really enjoyed your intro. That was very exciting. I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm up next. So it was a hard act to follow. Sorry about the sun. We're right now, I'm just in fight camp, just gearing it up for it. So started training hard the last week, and we're doing our podcast as well. So we've been pretty busy, just staying active, staying in the sport. I've been doing some, I'm doing commentary tomorrow for Cage Warriors. They started coming into San Diego, so that's been really fun. A lot of my friends have been able to fight that haven't been able to get fights out here, and then I keep trying to block the sun. And then I have a serious gig too, so been pretty busy lately, and Jess has been keeping me having fun with the skits and with the Two Straws stuff. So yeah, life's been good. I can't complain.
Very cool. And what's been up with you, Jessica? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm injured, so I'm not training at all. I haven't been for many, many months, but it's given me a great opportunity to focus on real estate and the podcast and coming up with all sorts of different ideas for businesses and entertainment.
Oh yeah, congratulations on that. I actually saw that you are currently you got your real estate for so are going to be dealing with like UFC fighters who are currently looking to buy a home, or is it strictly sports, or is it pretty much everybody that you're going to help find a home?
It's just a division within Keller Williams. It's a sports and entertainment division. So yeah, we just kind of focus on sports and entertainment, athletes, whoever falls into those kind of lines. But not exclusively to that, or just regular residential stuff.
That's awesome. So Angela Hill, are you going to actually help Jessica sell her first house? Like when like I think she just dropped off. But so you said you were injured. So is there like a diagnosis? Like how soon can you get back in the cage, or what's the timeline for that?
Yeah, no timeline. Super frustrating. I get X-rays every month, and this last X-ray showed a complete like 180 of the trajectory that it was on.
What's up, brother?
So a bit frustrating, but I'm no stranger to ups and downs and setbacks and all that kind of stuff. So I just get to, pivot from that situation. But the X-ray did not show anything that I wanted to see. But it is what it is,
It's always like that, you guys are so multi-talented too, and so multi-diverse, and especially in the sport. Like you guys are doing the podcast. You also do, Angela said she's doing commentating. Are you dabbling at all? Because I've seen you do interviews, and I've actually seen you do the media stuff, and you're very, very good, both of you guys. Like, are you going to dabble in that more? Or?
No, I would love to. I was doing analyst work, and I was doing color commentary as well previously with an organization on Fight Pass. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm always looking to, find another avenue for that. So I'm still looking. But I absolutely love just being like in and around the sport.
Cage Warriors needs to do like a two straws commentating team. I think that would be fucking fantastic.
Before lockdown, we actually were invited to do like a two straws color commentary kind of thing, and then lockdown happened and it never happened. So I think you're onto something. It's a great idea. Definitely want to explore that.
Very cool. Very cool. And Gabe and I actually did commentating together too, because I did the same thing, announcing and commentating. And we did a pro wrestling event in California during COVID and during the lockdown. So it's always fun to just shoot the shit with your friends and actually like talk about the action that's going on in the ring. I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, like after your fight career concludes, is that going to be the trajectory where you're going to go into media full time, go into color commentating, going into being on the media side of things? Or is that the trajectory?
Yeah, I mean, that's also why I'm doing real estate. I don't want to just, pigeonhole myself into one revenue stream. As I learned through fighting, you need multiple streams of revenue. So real estate, analyst work, podcast, different things is, just kind of the way to be. Just have many, many revenues. That's the goal. All the checks.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So we asked, I know you guys have busy schedules. Angela Hill, the great Angela Hill, double booked herself. She's a very busy lady, especially with the fight coming up. So I actually want to run right into 5 topics where we asked our fans to give 5 topics at random. We're going to pick them, and we're going to ask you two ladies to answer them, and we'll give our feedback. Gabe, are you ready?
Always. Born.
The great Jessica Petty, are you ready?
Sure.
I think so. I hope you guys can hear me. That was really crazy right there. I hope I
know. Under boob shot we got. It was nice. I should have screenshotted it.
Oh, what did you get? A boob shot?
Under boob.
Oh, nice. It's
Under boob is very in right now.
Yeah, I only have it at the beginning of fight camp. Once fight camp gets going, the under boob turns into a peck.
How's this fight camp?
Gabe, why can't we bond like that? Why can't we get under boob surgery? Why can't we be friends like that?
I mean, we probably could.
Gabe, did you hear me? That joke over your head?
Be a different animal.
When you cut weight with each other as many times as we have, you just get like really comfortable with each other.
Yeah. Like I could probably draw Jessica as if she were a nude model in like an art class or something at this point. I know every inch of her. Pretty much. She's super skinny, at least.
By the way, Angela Hill, I have a bone to pick with you because I've seen your weigh-ins, which are iconic. Guys, see them? I've seen both of you guys actually do the Halloween costumes of Sagat and your what was that character from?
Oh yeah, Elena. Yeah, just wore my Sagat costume. Yeah, she made a really good Sagat.
Oh yeah. You guys were dancing down the street, but you fancy yourself as a great Street Fighter player. I too know a thing or two about Street Fighter. Well, maybe we can partake and I can challenge you to a game of Street Fighter.
Hey, man, I'm warning you right now. I am a button masher. So my street fighting style is very unorthodox, but I got mad stamina in my fingers. So
You probably kicked my ass. What am I kidding?
Many
Never mind.
many great Street Fighter players have fallen victim to my button mashing. I'm just putting it out there. I have no
Fireball,
skill in
Money.
it.
We'll take his
Dash
money.
works. The
Same.
button dash works.
Yes.
Whatever
Yeah,
works.
let's take that money. I'm down.
All right, ladies, are you ready for topic number 1?
Yes.
Sure.
Holy shit. Gabe, you ready?
Nope.
He was born ready. Let's go. Topic number 1. Let's go. 293 picks, predictions, thoughts. We'll start with the great Jessica Penne. What do you think about the upcoming fights this weekend?
Which ones?
For UFC 293.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
specifically
ones people care about.
What? Oh my god. Well, from what I have seen in the press conference, Mr. Strickland is not going to go with the good game plan. He's going to stand and bang, and I don't think that's going to end well for him. I really like watching Tai Tuivasa fight, but I just don't know. I just don't know. My heart's with him though. I really want him to. Who else is on that card? Hold on.
I got a little bit on myself.
I need to do that too.
I like how amped Manel Cop. Is that how you say his name?
Oh, at the presser?
Yeah, I like how amped he was. I liked his energy, and I think the guy that he's fighting is a new signee. So yeah, I feel like Manel is a good, solid, easy bet. He has some big knockouts too, so I'd go with that one too.
I think Sean Strickland is an HR disaster. I'm sure he went to another foreign country and they said, "Please don't cause any trouble, Mr. Strickland." First comment, right off the gate, coming in hot.
Love it. Are you kidding?
I'm not jacking off a dog. Like, dude, you're coming in hot, man. Come on, read the room, brother.
I mean, I think we should ask Jess about the dog video. Have you seen it?
No, stop.
So I think personally, I don't think it was a big deal, but basically he was chilling with his dog. It was like a memorial post or whatever. And he like flicks his little Peter. It wasn't like sexual. I felt like, I think he just like kind of tapped it. It was like, oh, look, his Peter's right there in the photo, and just like flicked it. But the red rocket was sheathed. So
no,
it was not out. It was not out. It was.
Oh,
I felt like it was. I felt like it was innocent.
It was that journalist that found the video, and actually Sean Strickland. What was that? What's that guy's name? He fancies himself as a journalist. He's an expert swimmer that never got in the pool, but that's just my opinion. What's his name? The MMA.
The Shade. Oh my goodness.
I know you have a press pass.
Damn,
you gotta watch out.
An episode of Two Straws or something. Have you had a little cocktail? You're getting loose.
This guy's hypercritical of fighters. I mean, like, he's never fought a day in his life. He never spent a day on the mat, but he's hypercritical. But nevertheless, he was a journalist that shared that video of the Red Rocket.
Well, there was no red rocket. That's misinformation. There was no red rocket. It was just a little flap. I don't even think his dog had balls. It was just a little flick.
This is the first I heard of this video.
Yeah, I had to talk about it. I had to talk about it. So I was like, oh, let me see. And then I was like, oh, that's nothing. Not to say that I do it to my dog, but.
But it wasn't like abuse. I mean, it was probably
no,
but not abuse.
Yeah, they were chilling. It was like me slapping your boob. Playfully. In a playful manner.
I mean, I'm okay with that, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna, make a complaint about that one. So,
what type of dog was it? I know that shouldn't
look like a little bully, like a little bulldog or a pit bull or something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I believe the breed. I believe the kind of dog it was someone that just got flicked by a world champion and a fighter of the highest bidder. I'm ready for Izzy to win this to retain this championship. I think Izzy retains.
Oh wait, it was Izzy that flicked the dog's wiener?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I thought it was Strickland. Okay,
He wasn't Strickland.
First I've heard about any wiener flicking, so this is important.
Yeah, I don't know who would be more surprising.
All right, Angela, Your pick for UFC 293 for the main event, Izzy versus Strickland. What do you think?
I have Adesanya. I think Strickland just has that like wild card factor, but aside from that, everything he does technically, I think Adesanya has an answer for.
Fair enough. All right,
Yeah.
you ladies ready for topic number 2?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Topic. What's your favorite show right now to binge watch on Netflix, Hulu, etc.? What's your favorite show, Jessica?
You know what? I just finished binging Killing Eve.
Okay, I've never seen it.
Me neither.
I was actually really upset about the finale. Don't want to talk about it. Very, very upset. I go between, like really bad reality TV.
Hi.
Oh my
Hello.
goodness!
Hi. Oh my goodness, you're beautiful.
Who is
Oh my
this?
gosh.
Pretty dog.
What kind of dog is he?
Is that a band dog?
Oh yeah. Oh hey, I know you. Hello.
Oh my
I saw the dog. I didn't even notice you. Hi. How are you guys? It's the Cage Warriors, the ladies of Cage Warriors, the ones that keep
Hey, what's
everything
going on?
going.
Right.
And their beautiful dog.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yes.
Oh, it's Ziggy.
Yes. I saw the dog. I didn't even notice either.
So speaking of dogs, the
I
irony
think
of it all.
I know, right? I did not touch him inappropriately. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, don't do that to that dog.
No, I won't. You might like it too much.
All right, Overkill, what's your favorite show to binge watch right now on Netflix and Hulu?
Right now, I don't know. I just finished Solar Opposites. I really like a lot of the adult animation stuff. I kind of got sad when what was it? The Rick and Morty guy got in all this controversy about being shitty. So that kind of ruined it for me, but I'll still binge watch it. Like hopefully it doesn't get too much kickback, but Solar Opposites is a real fun show. And then I just started watching The Bear, and Jess is like way ahead of me on that. But dude, the first season, that scene where all the tickets were coming out, we both worked in the industry, in the what do you call it, service industry. So I still have nightmares about the tickets coming out and hitting the floor on like a brunch shift or something, and no one's ready. And it just like it gave me chills. So it was like a horror show for me. That one, The Bear.
I haven't binge watched since they came out with Cowboy, and you would appreciate this because obviously you were an animator at one point in time, and you're big into art. And what was it, abstract art that you were into?
I was an animator. I did animation.
Yeah.
Like I worked
Correct.
in an animation studio. I went to school for fine arts, so that's probably where you're putting that. But then I started working in an animation studio, and then that's a bunch of the jobs fell through. It was like 2008, so I became a fighter.
And during the Ultimate Fighter, when you actually live at the gym to get prepared for the Ultimate Fighter, I mean, who couldn't root for you hearing that story, especially when you're giving your story, coming from Victa and actually going to the Ultimate Fighter? I mean, that was super inspirational.
Hey, yeah, it was cool.
But yeah, getting back on topic.
To inspire. Yeah.
Getting back on topic, I was watching the live action version of Cowboy Bebop. It was like a punch in the childhood. Like they completely ruined it. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I didn't watch more than one episode. It was really bad. And the actor that they picked, like the action scenes were so slow and laborious. I'm like, why didn't you get a stunt actor to do these scenes? I didn't get past the first episode. Did you?
Yeah, I watched 2 or 3 episodes, and by the third episode, I tapped out. And like I owed it to my childhood to actually go through it and see how it would go, and it wasn't clicking for me. It wasn't as iconic as the
It made me go back and watch the original. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry for interrupting. Are you guys ready for topic number 3?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to rush. I know you're strapped for time. That's why I'm trying to rush. I apologize about
Appreciate
that.
it.
No problem. Let's go to topic number 3.
The queen has feet on the beat. 3.
Or Team Paul. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy going on. Dylan Dennis is going crazy on Twitter, and Logan Paul and his fiance is actually suing Dylan Dennis. And it's crossing the lines of being borderline inappropriate. I mean, he's bringing his fiance. It's getting all crazy. There's lawsuits. It's just craziness. Like, Jessica, what's your opinion? Are you Team Dennis? Are you Team Paul? Or do you just not give a shit?
No. No. I am rooting for the Fallout fighter, Mr. Mike Perry. I want him to come in, and I want him to teach Mr. Paul a lesson. I think that's the fight that I want to see. I have no desire to see Dylan Dennis fight. I don't know that anybody else would either. I mean, it's entertaining at first, but then it gets into personal stuff. It gets into family stuff. It gets into lawsuits, and it's just like, all right, it's not about fighting anymore. That's why I'm rooting for Mike Perry to just step in. I hope Dennis doesn't show up, and I hope we get to see a good fight.
Mike
Also,
Perry's yeah. Oh, what were you
how
saying?
lame is it that they lawyered up though? Like, you want to be a fighter and you can't handle a little shit talk from somebody? Like, that's kind of lame too. It reminds me of when Colby got hit with the boomerang and he tried to press charges. It's just like, dude, you're over here talking mad shit and you can't back it up. Like, I think that's it shows you what level these guys are at. Like, they want to pretend to live that fighter lifestyle, but when it gets a little too real, then they lawyer up. And that's why I don't really I respect that they're at least Jake Paul, he's like becoming an actual athlete and actually becoming good at what he does, but I don't respect like the journey. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of lame to me. So I don't know. I'm probably just bitter because he beat up all my friends, but but it is what it is. So I'm with Jess on that one. I'd rather see Mike Perry whoop one of their asses.
And Gabe and I talked about this a lot too, like, because you guys went through the fighter's journey where you guys struggled and you guys scratch and claw, go throughout the ranks and fight your way to get to where you are today. Like, it seems like they're from the generation of instant gratification, where it's the same people like Uber Eats, and if you want to date, swipe right. Like, it's instant gratification. It just seems like the Paul brothers and Dylan Dennis also skipped the line. They're missing that fighter's journey. They didn't go through the Emmys. They didn't go through anything like the process that you guys went through in order to get to where you are today. It just seems like they skipped the line and kind of skipped forward and skipped important steps. Is that what kind of bothers you about that, or bothers me a little bit? I mean,
I think it's a fair. I mean, I think that's a fair point of view, a fair thing to say. I think I do have to say, though, I do have to commend them for being able to, not their skill at all, anything like that. But I think that it is impressive that they are competing on such a big stage. They're bringing money in. It's really interesting what they've done and how they've done it. And that, in that sense, is impressive. But yes, I do think that that's a fair assessment. They've cut the line, and it's not necessarily about sport or the rankings or anything like that. It's very much entertainment. And if we can look at it objectively as that, I can say, okay, I get it, cool. But when you try and get like rankings or titles involved into it, it just doesn't make sense.
That's fair. And you're trying to copy the formula of Conor McGregor versus Floyd Money Mayweather, which was a successful business formula. But, that's one of the highest grossing fights of all time. And I guarantee it was Jake Paul sitting on his couch after getting fired from Disney and saying, oh, I want to do that. I want to bring in that much attention, which that's what they want. They want eyeballs. They want attention. And they're copying that formula and taking it right to the bank, where they're fighting MMA fighters. And you're fighting MMA fighters that focus on a multitude of different styles. It's like Jake Paul going to a karate tournament. I mean, he's a wrestler and a boxer. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's focusing on that one area where, no one has to take him to the ground. No one has to throw an arm. He's not going to be put in precarious situations that he's not used to. No one shins or kick his face. It's just, I think that it's entertainment if you put it in that perspective. And I respect anybody that goes into the ring. But I do feel at some points that they skip the line. And Gabe, you and I talked about this back and forth all the time, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say necessarily about skipping the line. I think it's just they're entertainers and they're built their brand around something, and I I commend them for doing that. But as a combat sports enthusiast, it bothers me. You know what I mean? But the thing is they've monetized it and they're making other people money. So I mean, here's the thing: I don't care. Like the Paul brothers, if they both disappear tomorrow, I would not fucking care. Like this fight with Dylan, I don't fucking care. It has zero bearing on my life, and if they're here or they're not, I don't fucking care.
But it is entertaining. I mean, when Nate Diaz got in that guillotine, it was worth the price of admission. I'm like, okay, $60 well spent. Right when he got that guillotine to him.
I find zero entertainment in it. I don't watch it. I have no interest.
Fair enough. You ladies ready for topic number 3?
That was 3.
That was 3.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
sorry about that. Topic number 4.
Love question 4.
I love you, ladies. Funniest story from your time in the UFC so far? Starting with Jessica Penne.
I don't know about funny.
I'm glad you're first because I need to try to think about it.
No, I'm
getting the context. Maybe like a funny story like training, or a funny story like when you're fighting somebody, or like weigh-ins, or any type of mishaps, or I don't know the context of funniest story, but I guess like since you got signed to the UFC, like funny story, like maybe you ran to Dana White, or you guys shot the shit, or like any type of funny story, I guess.
A lot of those are confidential. Yeah,
maybe Angela Hill sitting in a fighters meeting, her very first fighters meeting, and having to hear Joshua Faba do his school of self-awareness and give a class to everybody.
Oh, that wasn't funny. That was sad. That was so sad.
That was
Oh my God. Yeah, I was in awe. It was my first. Did I tell you about this? Like, how do you know I was there?
Because I heard you put him in. I heard you put him. I'm like, oh, it's Angela Hill. That's awesome. Like, but you put him in his place. You're like, it's not about you, dude. Like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, I did say, oh, good job, me. I forget. I forget. So many things have happened. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was like during COVID, I got to go to Abu Dhabi and do my first, I guess, COVID show. I think I did one before that, like the post show. So since I was there, they're like, hey, you might as well come to a fighter meeting and see what that's like. And usually it's only for the people doing like commentary and stuff like that. But they let me come and tag along. So I'm just sitting there like, the rookie in the room. And he starts going after everyone. And none of these guys who were sitting there at the panel were actually who he was talking about. Like he was the coach guy. He was mad at them for talking down on Diego Sanchez in his last fight. But his last fight was kind of worthy of what they said. Like I went back and watched it and listened closely to the commentary. And I thought it was fair. You know, I didn't think it was super harsh. Maybe something that DC said was a little harsh, but I can't put my finger on it. And DC wasn't there. Like everyone who was there was on his side, wanted to see Diego go out on his shield, or like, you know, just have a good fight and look healthy and whatever. So he was going after everyone, and he was really making it about the criticism on him and how people are saying that he's not a good coach and Sanchez shouldn't be with him. And he's like, that's wrong. You guys shouldn't be saying that about me. And everyone's like, we didn't say shit about you. We're trying to talk to Diego and see where his mind is at. And Diego's just kind of listening. So you could tell he was a little brainwashed by the guy, and that guy had really influenced the way that he thought about the way people were talking about him too. And it's just like kind of a sad situation. I hope he's doing well now. I think I heard that they aren't working together anymore.
Yeah, but and I think that guy's gone back to obscurity, thankfully.
Yeah, good, because he's toxic. He's very manipulative. Just seeing him in person, the way he talks to people and the way he makes you listen is really just gross.
Yeah. And Diego actually fought. He split from him He actually fought for BKFC, and I was actually talking to Gabe when he was fighting his BKFC fight, and I had to turn it off. I'm big into like the veterans of the game and the people that help build the sport to what it is today. Like, I consider you ladies someone that helped move the needle forward. Like Ronda Rousey got women's MMA in the door. Like before, like there was like Smack Girl, and I could watch it on Strikeforce. I can watch women's MMA, but Ronda Rousey, she came in, and you guys formed that new division. You guys really helped build that division, and your colorful personalities. And I'm not a big fan of The Ultimate Fighter, but that season was very, very compelling, and so many talented ladies on that show. But when it comes to the veterans that help build this sport, I'm like, Gabe, I think someone cut onions in here. I can't finish watching this fight. Turned off BKFC when I saw Diego fight. I mean, that was crushing, and to see him and his ending, that sucked. That really did suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica, do you think there's something yet?
Oh.
I don't know. Every fight camp with Angela is pretty fun and entertaining, but
Oh, thanks.
Hey, thank you. You make it not so terrible. I don't know. I mean, there's like lots of like little funny things, but I mean, put under pressure, I can't really think of anything other than when we were driving home from the arena in Long Island. And I remember I went to like I wasn't like banged up. I mean, my calf was. And so I was like sitting back. And I remember I have terrible allergies. I've also had like 2 nose surgeries. So like my nose is always like stuffy. So I remember I went to like clear my nose really fast. And I was like big issue with Angela. And like I felt something like kind of move. And I was like feeling my face. And I look at Angela. I was like, hey, Angela, is there? And she was just like, it was like the worst reaction I've ever seen. But I cleared my nose and like a little like air pocket went up and it like blew up underneath my eye. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I pushed the air back down, but like the look on her face was.
Well, I didn't know that it could happen that much later after.
I didn't either. Like, my nose was broken, but like there was like a little air pocket. I'm not a doctor.
We need to get the fight doc on this one. But yeah, like when I've seen it happen in the corner, but I didn't know it could happen that much later. It was like at least an hour later. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, shit. Crazy. All right, are you guys ready for the 5th and final topic, ladies?
Let's go.
Oh, let's go. Topic number 5.
Let's make a baby. Now I'm starting to get like the little, cautionary thing, the exclusive language and sexual content thing. You want to make a baby on this show? My goodness.
Wait, what?
God bless her.
Let's make a baby.
Let's make it.
Who says that?
So I love memes, and my graphic designer is a giant pothead. Like we both share like some crazy shit. So yeah, that's all his doing. So
tell him not to be high while he's editing.
Baked like a Christmas cookie. All right, so Jessica, after your injury is over, who would you want to fight next?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I've been honestly holding out for the 105 division. I want to fight somebody at 105. That's my dream and wish before I retire. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I'm manifesting and I'm putting it out there.
Very cool. And Angela, who would you want to fight? Well, obviously you have a fight next in November, but who would you want to fight in your division, or who would you want to fight after you win in November?
It's hard to say. Like I'm kind of in the same boat. I kind of have this girl in front of me, so I want to get through her first before I start looking too far ahead. I was thinking it'd be nice to be able to get that fight with Andrade back, just because it was my first fight back into the UFC. She used it as her warm-up fight for her championship title attempt, and I don't know, it just felt like I wasn't ready yet. I still needed to get warm in the cage before I had that matchup. So I'd love to have that fight back.
We have Gustavo saying that he trains with Rose. How do you guys feel about how would you match up against Rose? Either one of you. And then,
Yeah.
Angela already fought her.
With Rose,
Yeah, I fought her.
I think
Yeah, she already Gabe. She already fought her in Invicta.
well then.
No, I fought her before I got cut from the UFC, and that was the fight that I ended up getting cut after.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
I do feel like I was a very different fighter then. I basically
how do you think you match
was
up?
like a turtle on my back. But
Even though you fought before, do you think that that you fought her again, it would be a different different outcome?
oh yeah, like it'd definitely be more competitive. I still feel like I'm one of the best strawweights in the world. The problem is like I don't think I'm gonna get that opportunity anytime soon. So I'd rather just focus on who's in front of me and try to get through them because I feel like that's what trips me up a lot is when I think too far ahead and then the pressure gets a little too heavy and it gets me hesitating in the cage. So yeah, just focusing on what's happening immediately right now and then we'll see what happens after that.
I only threw that name out there because one of the listeners was saying that he trains with Rose, and I was like, oh, okay, with someone in the same division, let's at least ask.
Yeah, I thought you fought Rose in Invicta. I completely mistake. I'm sorry about that. Thanks for correcting me. Yeah, and then you got cut from the UFC, went back to Invicta, won the championship. I think it was like May 2016, right?
Yeah, I came into Tough with one win. I won like 2 days before the Tough tryouts with my first MMA fight. And then I was kind of just going to network. And I was like, oh, see, get Dana on my Rolodex or whatever. And I ended up getting on the show. So it kind of worked out for me. Like, I think in hindsight, I would have liked to have a lot more experience before getting into the UFC. Just because, you know, the first people I fought in the UFC were former champions. I fought Carla Esparza. I fought Rose Namajunas. I came back. I fought Andrade, my first fight back into the UFC. So there's a lot of big fights that could have gone a little differently if I had more experience.
Very cool. All right, so we're getting at the tail end of the show, and obviously I want to thank both of you guys for your time and coming on the show and talking to us. I'm a big fan of both of you ladies and everything you have done and contributed to the sport. So when's the next episode of Two Straws? Where can we see you? Like obviously Cage Warriors is this weekend where you're going to be commentating. Well, what other projects can we catch you on?
You go.
Oh, so it's a bi-weekly show. We will be filming next weekend. So bi-weekly, UFC Fight Pass, and also on our YouTube channel. You can also get exclusive content on Fight Pass. We always have our end of the show exclusive content, like 15, 20 minutes, that you can only see on Fight Pass. And yeah, enjoy it.
Very cool. And Angela, besides commentating, any other appearances that you're making before your November fight?
No, I'm hunkering down after this. We kind of had like a fun week. It was Labor Day, so training's been kind of chill. I'm still ramping things up and still getting into like the really hard days. So after this, probably just focusing on relaxing, training hard, relaxing, training hard, and doing it again. And of course, doing my two draws every other week.
There you go. There you go. And Two Straws is on UFC Fight Pass, also on YouTube. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on the show. Huge fan of your work. Thank you for everything you contribute to the sport. And I look forward to your next appearances and all your upcoming projects.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for having us.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. Thank you.
Bye. That was Jessica Penne, and it was Angela Hill.
It was, in fact, both of those.
Final thoughts, good sir.
Good show. I would like to. I apologize for missing last week, but I had issues, work-related issues. Not much else to say.
Fair enough. Fair enough, sir. Oh, look at that comment. My son in the polo shirt drinking a White Claw 8% while trying to do an interview. No, it's actually Nerd Focus.
Yeah.
Our great sponsor, our incredible sponsor.
Greg, your son?
I promised myself I would never drink on the show ever again after our first episode. When we decided, we said Amazon. Wait, what's up?
Is that your dad, Greg? He said son. So.
Oh, no, it's not my dad. My dad's dead. Yeah, the whole cancer thing, you know?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Ooh. But
oh, shit.
Where's the
What's
nerd
up?
fact of the week?
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to do the nerd fact of the week. But I promise you, my brother, I am not drinking on the show. I learned my lesson, dude.
Yeah.
The first, oh my god, the first fucking episode.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah. We decide to do it on Memorial Day weekend. What the fuck were we thinking?
I think you should drink all the time, personally.
No,
good. It was
hard
good.
pass.
It was
Slurring
good.
my words. It was a bad episode, pretty bad.
I thought it was great.
Please do not search our YouTube channel and watch our first episode. I promise you, it's not worth it. Don't do it.
You should do it.
No, you shouldn't do it.
You really should.
You really shouldn't do it.
You really should.
What's up, Kai Stewart? How you doing, world champion Kai Stewart? What's up, baby? What's up, brother? Yeah, you really shouldn't.
You should. Wait, what's the nerd fact of the week? And you should. Definitely.
Okay, let's go to our great sponsor. I swear to God, this is not a White Claw. Let's go to our nerd fact of the week, brought to you by our good friends at Nerd Focus. Oh my God, it's been such a long week. Nerd Focus, nerd fact of the week. Holy shit! So, the nerd fact of the week. This former light heavyweight champion of the world just opened up a prestigious restaurant in Florida that is serving high quality cuisine using all of his experience and all of his knowledge throughout his years. He's a philosopher to some and one of the greatest of all time to people like Gabe, who is this light heavyweight champion of the world. Former light heavyweight champion of the world who just opened up a restaurant game.
Yeah. Mr. Tito Ortiz.
Well done, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah. And if the reviews are anything like the reviews seem like the restaurant's about as good as his commentating. Yeah, which means that the food is complete and utter trash and garbage. But yeah, apparently Mr. Ortiz has walked himself into the culinary arts. Terrifying.
We gotta pop up some reviews. We gotta read one of the reviews. Is it on Facebook, right?
I found it. It was an article on Bloody Elbow, if I'm not mistaken.
Bloody Elbow. Yeah. So Tito Ortiz opened up just to add some context to it. Tito Ortiz moved away from California and opened up a restaurant in Florida. And it is a Mexican restaurant, like tequila.
A Mexican restaurant, yeah. It's Tito's. I don't want to give him a plug. He doesn't deserve a plug, like genuinely. Apparently the food's really, really bad, which is not a surprise even a little bit.
This food tastes like shit. Let's see. We had an amazing night. Soft openings, Tito Ortiz stated. Please be patient. We're going to make this work. Tomorrow we're doing it again, but it's a soft opening, everyone. So everybody don't rush the door at once, as they did today. We're going to work. We're going to make it happen. That's what Tito Ortiz said about his new restaurant, serving the greatest of cuisine. So this is a review. Apparently they failed to plan accordingly. They ran out of food yesterday and didn't have much today. However, the beer was nice and cold. After waiting for an hour to get seated, we were given paper menus as opposed to the online menu we already studied and were prepared to order from. They had an hour to tell us it was a different menu, a small menu, a really shitty menu.
But wait.
But they didn't say a damn word to anyone of the many people waiting to get in for dinner. There was not much choice of anything decent. Bryson and I ordered what we thought were asadi tacos?
Asada.
Yeah.
Asada, yeah.
I never heard of it. Jen ordered pork tacos. They were supposed to come with sides of beans and rice. I asked the waitress what the T-Mac title meant for the steak tacos, and she said it's sauce they squirt onto the tacos, like Big Mac sauce.
Big Mac sauce.
Oh my God. So it's like Big Mac sauce. The food came out quick, and Jen's Poco Loco Carnita tacos looked good. The menu said local blue corn tortillas, but they appeared to be dyed a bluish color. I thought they tasted good. Jen, not so much. My T-Mac tacos were awful. It was a smashed hamburger bun topped with a couple small pieces of mystery meat, onion, lettuce, and copycat Big Mac sauce, yada, yada, yada. What a major disappointment. What a major disappointment it was. We got the check, paid for it, and the waitress still got her tip. None of what was going wrong was her fault. I know they're new and they will get better. Their regular menu looked really good, but a failure to plan and playing to fail. I don't care if it's Tito Ortiz. If you can't fill the cupboards and coolers with food and supplies, you have no business being in the restaurant business. Wow. Fucking brutal.
Ouch.
Jesus.
I mean,
I guess
if Tito has made, he's a commentator, he's a manager, he's a massive success and everything. Him being in the restaurant business makes perfect sense to me.
he's a philosopher on the highest level. You forgot that, good sir.
I always forget that. How could you forget that, though?
Yes, he's a wordsmith of the highest caliber. You forgot that too.
Beautiful. Yep. Oof.
And God bless Tito Ortiz's restaurant. I can't wait to take you, Gabe, when we do our trip to Florida. I can't wait.
Thanks.
Fair enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our Nerd Fact of the Week brought to you by our good friends at Nerd Focus. All right, so we're heading towards the end of the show. We want to thank our guests for coming on the show. Angela Overkill Hill. She was one of my first guests on my original podcast back in 2016. Gotta love her. I'll be rooting for her come November. Can't wait to see her fight. And also, big shout out to Jessica Penne, who will be fighting when she's off of injury. They have the Two Straws podcast. I can't wait to watch their next episode. Watch it on UFC Fight Pass as well as YouTube. So, Gabe, four fucking time world champion, Mr. Gabe. Final words, final thoughts from one of the best gym owners on the planet, Kadja MMA and Fitness, right?
Kadja MMA and Fitness in beautiful Tarzana, California. Always blowing up and doing big things. Let's keep it going. I think we're number 4 as far as Amazon's concerned on the sports apps.
Yeah,
I want to take the Dallas Cowboys out and get to that number 3 spot. Then number 2, CBS is number 1. Is that right?
Yeah, CBS is number 1.
Come on, CBS. Count your days, CBS. We're coming.
We're coming for that ass.
That's right.
So, Gabe, four times. 4 fucking. World champion, Mr. Gabe. I want to thank you for being my co-host with the most. MMA pioneer.
I wish we had Jake Hatton.
Someone's going to choke the shit out of me when I see him.
All I know is Jake Hatton needs his video. That's all I know. I don't know much, but I know Jake Hatton needs his video. And you, my friend, need to start wearing your hat that you lost the bet for, my friend.
Dude, you agree that Power Slap was entertaining?
No, I do not agree with that.
If you guys go back, Gabe actually lost that competition. We don't want to talk about it, but Gabe actually lost that competition to me.
You need that hat. We'll decide on the hat soon. So, and it needs to be, I think, worn, what we said, 4 episodes?
We have 2 episodes next week.
Okay, well then, for both of those episodes, we need to ensure we get the right hat for you, Mr. Potter.
No, we don't have to do that, sir. We don't have to
do many things. That's true. But actually, we do, because bets are sacred.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, join us next week. We have a show coming up on Monday with a huge model. She actually has a new show opening up in Vegas. Gabe will not be on that episode. However, on Thursday, we have a prominent UFC fighter who's going to be on our program. Can't wait to talk to him. It's going to be a surprise. I'll reveal it tomorrow. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from four-time world champion, Mr. Gabe, and myself, David Potter, thank you very much for tuning in to Fight World Live. We'll see you next week. Peace.